What is something I'm better off not knowing? Excel. The more you know, the more you have to help everyone else. Oh, God. I'm the Excel guy at my office. I'm not even that great with it. I've just built a few rather crude models and have used one fucking pivot table in a presentation I made to others in my office. Now people ask me questions they could easily figure out by spending a few minutes on the internet. Dr. Seuss cheated on his wife who was dying of cancer, which caused her to commit suicide. This is her suicide note. Dear Ted, what has happened to us? I don't know. I feel myself in a spiral, going down down down, into a black hole from which there is no escape, no brightness. And loud in my ears from every side I hear, failure, failure, failure. I love you so much, I am too old and enmeshed in everything you do and are, that I cannot conceive of life without you. My going will leave quite a rumor, but you can say I was overworked and overwrought. Your reputation with your friends and fans will not be harmed. Sometimes think of the fun we had all through the years. Yeah, then his niece called his wife's suicide her last and greatest gift to him. There are teenagers out there having unprotected sex, but putting cases on their phones. OMG, what a great analogy for teaching teens protection during sex. I will be using that when I continue to discuss wrapping it up with my 3 teen boys. Mom, now if you don't use protection on your phone, how much will it cost you to buy a new one? Boy, too much, at least $300. Mom, now imagine not using protection and having to spend at least $1 million on it. Boy, what? Mom, a phone would never cost $1 million. Mom, no, but a kid does. So fucking use protection. The Challenger astronauts didn't die when the shuttle exploded. The stack actually just broke apart under aerodynamic stress, and the explosion you thought you saw was just the expanding cloud of hydrogen from the external tank burning. The forces involved in the breakup were very survivable. The crew cabin was left intact after it separated from the rest of the orbiter and may not have depressurized. There's evidence to suggest some or all of them were conscious at least part of the way down, if not the entire time. And photography of the disaster shows the cabin falling without spinning in a nose-down attitude, meaning no excessive forces to knock them out. The impact with the ocean was what actually killed them. It took 2 minutes and 45 seconds from breakup to impact. It's possible that some or all of them were conscious and aware the whole time. Every girl that was interested in you but you didn't give a chance. That implies girls are interested in me in the first place. Laughing turns to crying. I can't begin to tell you how many times I have heard fuck it when working. By the way, I do heavy maintenance on jets for the Air Force. Edit, I work on KC-135s. Edit 2, McConnell can confirm my cousin was an RAF airframe technician and he would often still be drunk from the night before while putting planes back together. It's okay, he works in civil aviation now. What sexual position your parents used to conceive you? C's first response, exits thread. Your true potential. In other words, everything you could have accomplished if you had just applied yourself more and in the right way. Joke's on you, free will isn't real. I was always going to be mediocre. It takes 22 pounds of pressure to pop a testicle. This is so much worse because you capitalized that word. Some stranger you've passed on the road has probably wondered what would happen if they just veered their car into yours. Everyone wonders dangerous stuff. It's a sort of self-defense risk-assessment to aid strategic thinking. For 20 years after 1977 the nuclear code was 8 zeros. That was for the American nukes. The British nukes were protected by a standard-issue bicycle lock and the honor of an officer of Her Majesty. The dangerous mines where child slaves are forced to mine for Reddit gold. How much better your life could be if you made a few slightly different, seemingly insignificant decisions that took you down a different path. If 20-year-old me just knew then what 40-year-old me knows now, he would probably just fuck it all up anyway. What everyone is thinking about you at the exact moment the thought crosses their mind. I know I've thought some pretty mean things about my friends that I would then dismiss, because it was neither true nor important. But if you're hearing the thoughts without the afterthoughts/dismissals, then it could hurt. When the nurse takes your pulse, she also counts how many breaths you take. If she told you she was counting breaths, you would be conscious about it, and pretty much unable to breathe naturally, which would make the counting totally worthless. Now we'll never be able to get a physical again, thanks. How many hours you have wasted on Reddit over the years. Edit, this got popular. I get it guys / played in WoW. I know. Time well spent. Cries. DuPont raped his baby. He did not go to jail. The dear lady judge said her reasoning was he would not fare well in jail. I just googled this to see if it was true. And yes, holy shit, not only was he convicted beyond a reasonable doubt, criminal case, he was only sentenced to only 8 years. 8 years? Then he gets off completely free, and able to go live in the same house with his child he molested. Fucking hell. Basically everything about chimpanzee attacks except how to avoid them. They can't swim. Get in deep water and hope the local aquatic predators aren't hungry. Edit, they cannot swim well. Water may not save you from violent dismemberment if you really piss them off, greater than predators. Hippos are herbivores. But they will eat you anyway because they are mean. Somebody on Reddit today probably won't be alive tomorrow. Edit, people seem to think I'm going to kill myself. Unless it's some freak accident, that is not the case. RIP in peace /you/macaroni in Jesus. Never know man. Just in case. Thanks for the condolences. Dolphins sometimes kill their cubs and play with the corpse. Ah yes, the dolphin cub, quite the creature. Just how vulnerable and fragile the human body is. It does not take a whole lot to kill or permanently disable you. Absolutely. I heard of a teenage girl who was in her car, in line at a stop sign, looking back over her shoulder. She hit the car in front of her at less than 5 miles an hour, broke her neck and died. Conversely, just how durable the human body can be. It's amazing what we can walk away from, and still go on to live a long, full, horrifically mangled life. The chances are that there are fewer ambulances in your area than you think there are. At any time your area could go on status 0 right before you get into a life-threatening accident or medical problem. This means that you will have to wait for an ambulance to clear up from a hospital so they can respond to you, which could take a long time. It's especially bad if you live in a rural area. Plaque on your teeth is basically bacteria shit. I wonder why the dentist just doesn't say this to people when they ask them to floss. You've been deeper inside your mum's vagina than your dad ever has. Edit, shut the fuck up about vagina versus uterus. Joke's on you, my dad is also my brother. I'm pooping right now. Shit posting while on the shitter. Nice. During the Titanic disaster, those in lifeboats could hear the cries of the 1,500 people in the water after the ship sank. Some survivors recounted that the cries all merged together to make one continuous howl, which gradually died away. There's a spooky skeleton inside you, right now. That Beck is a Scientologist. More people have wanted to have sex with you than you will ever know. Joke's on you. Any moment now a cell in your body could mutate, become a cancer cell, begin to multiply and form a tumor. Actually, this probably happens not infrequently, but your immune system destroys them before they turn into a dangerous tumor. The little girl who did the voice of Ducky in The Land Before Time was murdered along with her mother by her father, who then shot himself afterwards. Your significant other's sexual history. Unless you're into that stuff. Edit, Grandma. What kind of sexual history can a 7-year-old have really? When you're going to die. I don't know, that would make planning for retirement way easier. Before yesterday I was happy living life thinking that the little pigs were going shopping at the market. I'm still not over it. That you have tiny mites on your eyelashes crawling around and eating away at bacteria. Fruit-flavored beverages that contain 0% fruit juice are actually made by taking natural oils from the fruit and synthetic flavorings, and then using a chemical to bind it to the water in the beverage. Source: I work at a chemical plant that makes this chemical. Edit: for clarity. I'm an engineer engineer I'm good with math, not English. Edit 2, since so many people were asking, the chemical is propylene glycol, PRGUSP. Although brominated vegetable oil, BVO, can, and is, used in some sodas, namely Mountain Dew. Edit 3, a lot of people were asking why they wouldn't want to know this. If you were better off not knowing that Fireball whiskey has antifreeze products in it, then same deal. Fireball uses propylene glycol. Your ancestors survived the harsh world hundreds of years ago to conceive your other ancestors, and eventually conceive you. Only for you to do all the pointless shit you've done in your lifetime, or pointless shit to come. That no relationship is ever guaranteed to last forever. That, far too many, for your taste, people cheat and lie. Some will downright use you for attention, status or money. Your brain is deceiving you nearly all the time, f.x. All forms for bias, actor-spectator paradox, etc. Just to mention a few things right off the bat. The average cell phone is covered with more bacteria than the average toilet seat. I place my phone in the microwave to destroy any bacteria. Works every time. Edit: just got a PM from someone who is apparently going to sue me, /spoiler. And it recharges the battery at the same time. The animal with the most human-like vagina is the goat. I was a teen working the summer in Atlanta in construction, unskilled labor. We were on break and we were discussing stories, not quite sure how we got on the subject, but a guy whom I got weird vibes from just nonchalantly decides to share that you're supposed to wear rain boots while fucking a goat so they couldn't kick you. You put their hind legs in them with yours. I started laughing cause I thought it was a joke. Look on his face told me otherwise. 16 years old me learned a lot that summer. Some I wish I hadn't. We are surrounded by sick puppies. Some tumors can grow teeth. All life on Earth could be ended in the blink of an eye due to a gamma ray burst from the other side of the galaxy. Edited scale. If you're not a huge philanthropist or came up with a new invention or discovery, your great-great-grandchildren won't even know your name. That Trump/Hillary have a 50-50 chance of winning and you're screwed either way. That Hollywood is riddled with people having sex with children. Applies to Japanese/Korean idol/K-pop scenes too. The ending of Lost and Dexter. Just don't watch their last seasons. You mean the super secret crossover ending where Dexter ends up on the Lost Island and kills everyone? Thousands of people read your comments without voting for them. That we probably aren't as rational as we think we are. There's evidence indicating that we actually decide to do something and then our brain rationalizes why. In 1961 a B-52 bomber disintegrated over North Carolina, dropping its nuclear payload. 4 of the 5 firing mechanisms in one of the bombs armed during the drop, and the event is marked only by a small memorial referring to it as a nuclear mishap. You could have a brain aneurysm at any time and drop dead. It could happen to you while driving, sitting on the couch, walking down the street. It could even happen when you're liked what you saw? Hit like, subscribe and the bell icon for more crazy Reddit content.